Now in this video I'll address a lot of things, but a lot of kind of minor things. I want to tell you what the real names of Genesis, Exodus, uh, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy are. Genesis, the actual name, and I'm translating this from the Hebrew, is in the beginning. Exodus is these are the names. Leviticus is and he called out. Numbers is in the wilderness, and Deuteronomy is these are the words. Because they took the title from basically the first word or two of the book. I think the Genesis, I think the name is Bereshit, um, in the beginning, literally from the head. Uh, Second thing is another thing that I've been raised with, which actually I was taught this before Friedman's book came out, that my dad believed, or my father believed that Jesus was a northern Israelite, uh, one of the descendants of northern Israelites, not a descendant of David or Solomon, that David and Solomon were wicked and evil men, and that it shows in Mark and in Matthew. In Mark he says, Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani. Eloi means my God. It's Elohim or El, conjugated, calling out. In Matthew's gospel, the Jews surrounding him didn't understand. They said, is he calling out to Eli? Because they didn't use that word for God. They used Yahweh for God. Since the New Testament's written in Greek, we don't know who used what or which, and basically which Torah they used or what words they used. I mean, if you look at the early Gospels with the interpolations and the substitutions, you can figure how the Jews were using the Torah at the time, or if they weren't. And we can look to something like Dead Sea Scrolls, and people can say, "Oh, see, we have a cop." Well, was that from the Jerusalem Library? Was that a different sect? Was that a sect of Christians? We don't know. I would love to read the Samaritan Pentateuch. Um, Actually, I'd love. It's one of my goals in life. I didn't get to meet Christopher Hitchens, who's had a great impact on my life, but I want to go and actually see the Samaritans before they die, because I truly believe they're of unblended blood. I believe it's the exact opposite of what it says in the Bible. I think the Jews are of mixed blood, and I think that shows, and they've always been of mixed blood. But Samaritans, I think, held to their identity. They were still in the land when the Jews came back from Babylon after the 70-year captivity. They found the Samaritans in the land. So I think it's kind of like the, I don't know, double bluff type of thing. Ruling yourself out, kind of like how Bart Ehrman mentioned in this very late work. Says, it's supposedly written by the apostles, and beware of forgeries, when it itself is a forgery. So it's throwing you off the scent. I think that's what happened with the Jews. Uh, Jesus was a northern Israelite. He was probably born in Bethlehem, because Bethlehem is right next to the area of Nazareth, what would become Nazareth. In the Galilee, there was a northern Bethlehem. Again, all the messianic predictions were tied in afterwards. This doesn't shake my belief in orthodoxy one bit, because you separate out the, and I hate using this word, scholarly part, um, from what's devotional. Devotional, I'll read the Torah straight through and not blink an eye, because I'm trying to get to more spiritual depth, because it's the experience. Because even the people who I think got it completely wrong, there's still some truth in there. There's still some ancestral memory, and I'm not ready to rule out all of J and all of P, or completely accept all of D with open arms, or all of E with open arms. These videos are just showing you, giving you a new perspective. Those who don't know the documentary hypothesis or not that familiar with it. Also, Alicia, Alicia's Asylum, Alicia at Alicia's Asylum. It would be, it would make my day since I have basically a broken foot, torn ligament, and cracked bone in my right foot. It's actually feeling much better today. Uh, if you could do a Chicago accent, probably the most typical Chicago accent is Dennis Farina. Uh, he was in Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. He's been in a lot of movies. He's a typical Chicago accent, and or the Blues Brothers with their Chicago accent. And it's funny, Illinois was settled. It was the Native Americans, the English, and the French. So we have DuPage, Duquesne. We have a city called Des Plaines. Correctly pronounced, it would be Des Plaines, but everybody calls it Des Plaines, DES Plains, Des Plaines. Um, so pronouncing it wrong is something, you know. But then we also have Potawatomi, Salmonak, Menominee, all these Native American names. So it's kind of an Illinois. It's kind of a mismatch of French, Indian, and English. In even people from other states will say, "Oh yeah, I'm from Illinois." No, you're not, because you pronounce the S. And there's Chicago, and you can't tell how where people are from in the city because some say Chicago, others say Chicago. Depends on where you're at. Uh, and the Chicago accent's kind of it's a real strange accent. It's not like any. It's not like a New York accent. It's not like a Boston accent. Hell, no, it's not like L.A. or Southern accent. Uh, yeah, somebody from Boston probably couldn't understand somebody from Louisiana. I mean, if you really go down there, those people, oh god, or North Carolina. North Carolina, they talk so slow. Y'all want a hot dog or something? It's One good thing about Chicago, it's probably one of the most hospitable cities. It's the opposite of New York. We got all the buildings, we've got triple the crime rate, but people are nice and hospitable here because it's the Midwest, and we don't have those narrow streets. But I'm thinking just like New York. I've never been to New York, don't have a desire to go there, but in the summertime, there are parts of the city that do just smell like urine. We've got the lake there, humidity, everything. But this is kind of a mismatched video. Peace to you and everybody out there. And yep, about inch or two of snow outside. So very light snow, not that much. Not like the 8 feet last year. Peace. It's crazy ramblings from a man named Yusuf. And you know what? They're only at work. They only allow a mustache, facial hair. So I want to see how this comes in. I've been kind of shaving it. I really don't like people with just mustache. Whenever I have a mustache, I always like to get like the badass handlebar one, or the Southern General look where it connects right here. But usually just have a goatee or a full beard. Anyway, random video rambling, random video from Yusuf. Peace to you.